Are you putting that close to the time?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're live now anyway. We are live. We are live. Doing nothing much.
Doing a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
You got a good common call this past week.
I know I did. You didn't watch the whole thing, though, did you?
Why? I thought I did.
Well, I asked you a direct question, so either you missed that or you just chose not to answer it.
In the video?
Yeah.
I didn't even hear it. I mean, I was cooking while I was watching it, so I guess I
Yeah, that's
missed
probably
it.
what it was. Yeah, you completely missed it. It was nothing important.
Yeah, I was cooking while it was playing, or I would have answered it, because...
Yeah, I know you made a few comments.
I mean, I was commenting as I was watching, but yeah, like I said, I was cooking, so I missed that completely. Like, it would have went right past me. But that's right when I ran a garbage disposal or something.
Maybe.
That's weird. Oh.
I shouted you out as well. I showed a Marine comic, a Charlton Marine comic.
Yeah.
And I said, here's to that massive, tall Kyle, I said.
Yeah. There we go.
I didn't say that.
My camera, I knew I forgot something.
No, there was a little booklet that I had, like, with lots of different artists in it, and one of them was Raphael Neves, and I was saying, was that your mate, Uncle Rafa?
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Yeah.
Raphael Neves?
Yep. Uncle Rafa.
Yeah, I got a book with some art by him in it.
Yeah, he's a writer and an artist. He's kind of all around.
Yeah.
Then the Marine thing is just wearing really old on me, because I'm still fuming. I found out this past week J.D. Vance was a Marine.
Was he?
Oh my God.
But he was like in press corps or something like that. When
he's a joke. He's an absolute joke. He should have never. It's just a joke. I mean, if I ever met the guy, I'd tell him he's a disgrace to the fucking uniform as a human being.
Are we really talking politics this early in the stream?
Well, but
hey, Bill, we're talking politics already, mate.
It took that long, huh?
No, J.D. Vance was a Marine, and it just infuriates me because he's an embarrassment to the he's an embarrassment to the uniform.
Well, yeah, I have to agree with that.
I mean, it was a peon job, but it was a job nonetheless. But you don't embarrass the uniform.
Okay, so you
just don't embarrass the uniform.
So you just explained why he got chosen as Trump's running mate. He played a peon role.
Yeah, I mean, it just...
And Trump likes to be peed on, Gray.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So it's perfect. A peon role.
I thought he didn't like that. According to him, he said that his wife believed him when he said he wasn't into that because he's a germaphobe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe that. Yeah. And he also has said that piss is pure. So what does that mean? Yeah.
Oh, God knows.
No, it's so shocking that he contradicts himself, right? Right, Kyle?
Yeah.
It's shocking.
But, I mean,
I'm shocked right now. This is my shock phase.
Vance did the same as me. He did a 4-year tour, made corporal, whatever. You know, it's just his job. It's just whatever.
Yeah, you didn't.
But he's bad-mouthing a National Guardsman. He's bad-mouthing a 24-year National Guardsman who has a combat tour, who would not go back in combat as an E9.
Is his name Waltz?
No, that's our guy. That's the good guy. It's JD.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying his name's Waltz, isn't it?
Yeah, he's bad-mouthing.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Well, and again, I will badmouth the Army. I will badmouth the National Guard to no end.
But he still served.
But I will badmouth them. I will badmouth them with tongue in cheek. My badmouth is Army is pussies. Army. Army. You were in the Army. Yeah. You were in the Navy. You know, whatever. I'm not going to badmouth someone's service if they did something.
My dad was Air Force, but he always called them the Boy Scouts of the military. However, the Air Force, they were way cooler. They were on the same, almost on the same cool level as Marines, because they were so necessary, just like Marines. The Marines and the Air Force were the top two actually necessary arms to the armed forces. And
Well,
yes, yeah,
the
well, the
Army
Navy.
supplies numbers, but
I know.
again,
Well,
I'll badmouth
fodder, but
services.
yeah,
I'll badmouth people who've been in the services about being like an Army pussy or a Navy pogue. But I
yeah.
will not badmouth their service record. Period.
And but
Period.
I've never heard you badmouth the Air Force. I mean, I'm just saying.
The Air
I've
Force
never.
does it for us. I mean, they're posers. It's easy work, but
Well,
they're
it's easy.
mostly
It's
posers.
easy, but it's easy, but highly skilled. It's easy at their level,
Yeah.
but it's because they're so good at it.
But
And
again,
I'm not saying that just because my dad was in it. I worked with the Air Force for years, and yeah, they make it look like they're just pushing buttons, and
I
they
will
are,
say,
but
yeah, I will say when somebody's job was soft, if somebody's job was soft, I will not hesitate to call them a pussy because
no,
they did
I
less
get
than
that.
4 years. JD Vance did less than 4 years than I did on a weekend. Literally
Yeah,
did
no, I
less than
agree.
4 years than I did on a weekend. So he had a soft ass job. He should have never made it, and he shouldn't disgrace the uniform.
Dude, I just wanted to say real quick, we're very lucky to have JD Vance's first friend, or best friend rather, here at the store today. I just wanted to introduce him to everybody.
Oh, do you provide condoms?
The couch is shaking. No, it does not, sadly. But
I don't
okay.
even know the whole story to that, but I don't doubt it.
No, I don't either.
Sexually repressed people fuck couches.
I know. I know. And his wife's coming under a lot of scrutiny because she said, "Oh, he didn't mean couples that try to get pregnant and can't are worthless. He just meant the ones that don't even try." And it's like, seriously, what the fudge does
Yeah.
that mean? I mean, can you explain, please? No, she cannot.
Yeah.
Sadly, but
Cats are better than children anyway, so.
There you go.
I can only hope that Kamala's rise keeps on rising, and Trump keeps on sinking. But hey, you know, there's someone that comes on here every now and then who thinks, Trump is awesome.
Don't, and does not. You're lying. Don't. Just don't.
I'm not
It's not
lying.
that. It's not that.
I'm not
It's
lying.
not that. And I
But I'm
told
not
you it's not
lying.
that.
But I'm not lying.
It's an ideology.
That's fine, but he said some really sexist, mean things about Kamala, and I just don't think that was
Well, he
proper.
doesn't like her. I don't like her. I don't mince words about it.
I
I
love
don't
her.
like her. I
Sorry, I
don't
love
think
her.
she should be president, but nobody in the running should be president.
Yeah, but
Nobody in the running should be president.
well, I don't disagree with that,
But
but well, I do
it
think.
is what it is, what it is. But it is the lesser of three evils. I can't believe there's a Kennedy still in there.
Well,
But it
and
is the lesser of three
now
evils. But
he killed a bear for a prank. I mean, it wasn't
well,
on purpose, but he tried.
that whole family's inbred and screwed up.
Well,
Period. I mean,
not disagreeing.
They are.
I'm
But
considered a bad luck charm for Kennedy's. I shook JFK's hand the day before he was assassinated.
yeah.
So, what do I know?
Well, the Kennedys and the Roosevelts were all marrying within each other's
Gray, I
backyard.
was 6 months old for the record. It wasn't like I time traveled back there when I was 30. Hello, JFK. Nice to meet you. Look out tomorrow, man.
Meatloaf.
Yeah, I thought you was on the grassy knoll.
Yeah, no.
13-year-old.
Well, a field and a grassy knoll. A grassy knoll is a field. What are you talking about? Am I right, Kyle? Am I right? Yeah. Sasquatch.
I have a sniper hiding in my grassy knoll right now.
Oh dear.
Who?
That sounds painful.
Okay, that's
it's a dick joke. I have a sniper.
Yeah, I knew I caught on to it like 5, maybe 10 seconds after.
Yeah.
That's why I rolled my eyes. I went,
yeah.
Is everything not a dick joke for you, even if it makes no sense?
It has to be. It absolutely has to be. Hey, but you got my Sasquatch joke.
Yes, yes, I did. Yes, sadly, I did.
But that's just shit that just gets stuck in my head. It has to come out.
Yes, it is. And yes, it does.
And most of the time I'm talking to myself or my cat. Most of the time I am talking to my cat.
I thought you said your hat. I never see you wearing a hat, so that really weird.
I used to always wear hats, and people thought it was because I was bald. It's like, I don't wear hats to hide my baldness. I wear hats so not to sunburn. Flash.
No, I get it.
Savior of the universe. I can see you being
Flash. No,
Gordon.
wait. Let's do it right. Flash. Oh, Savior of the universe. Okay.
Flash. He saved every one of us.
I keep having relevant comic books come up, and I'm like, I've got that. God, I got to dig it out. God, I got to dig it out. God, I got to dig that out. And it's like I'm running out of ability to be able to dig stuff out. But now I got to dig out Deadly Hands of Kung Fu 19. Why?
Because everybody is Kung Fu fighting. Everybody is Kung Fu fighting.
Why does Deadly Hands of Kung Fu 19 have to be pulled out?
White Tiger.
It's not.
Yep.
It's not
who?
a Jack of Hearts.
No, White Tiger. Jack of Hearts was 21. It's White Tiger.
Why is he coming out?
Right. White Tiger. That's
why has he got a show or something?
He's playing a huge part in Daredevil Born Again.
Yes.
What's Daredevil Born Again? A film?
It's the TV series. Disney
it's the new 30 episode TV series coming up.
30 episode or 13?
Oh, it's coming up. It's not out yet.
30?
I thought it was 15 and 15.
Oh wow, that's amazing. Well, that's great. I haven't read that.
It's 2 seasons worth, but yeah.
But 15 and 15, that's big for Disney's going a different route now. I'm looking forward to next month's Agatha All Along.
That looks great. I'm telling you, I shared that Craven video. That Craven movie looks great.
And the Craven movie, okay, so I posted like a year and a half ago when it first went viral. There's this whole scene in the Catman one shot or mini series, Catman, the Batman villain, not the 40s hero. And everything that was in his origin was frame by frame the same in the Craven origin trailer. So I'm a little weirded out by that. Yeah. But I mean, come on, there's no originality. Thank you.
Yeah.
In Hollywood or comics anymore. Yeah. So none the wiser.
The Rhino. Did you see the Rhino in that?
No.
Oh God, the new trailer that I shared has a couple of really good Rhino shots.
Is Paul Giamatti back?
No.
Poor
it's
Paul.
the proper Rhino.
Oh.
It's the proper Rhino.
I'm a Rhino.
it's a proper Rhino. They show him run through a 5-ton truck with a horn, and it's a proper they did him right.
Okay. All right. We'll allow that, right, Gray? Until we see it.
All these films. I don't know if I'll ever get around to seeing what do you call it, Deadpool, whatever. I was kind of like not fussed anymore. I see them really. No.
Have you seen it yet? I haven't either.
No.
I'm dying to see it, but I just haven't had a chance.
Really good Wolverine movie, not the best Deadpool movie.
Oh, come on. It has to be the best Deadpool movie.
No, the best Deadpool movie's one. Period.
2 wasn't horrible, but 2
I
was
stopped
weird.
reading Marvel like long before Deadpool became well known. Anyway, like he'd only just been introduced when I stopped reading Marvel, and like he was pretty boring and crap character when he first came in, wasn't he? It was only later on that people gave him this murk of a mouth thing and seeing the fourth breaking the fourth wall and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, he is a blatant ripoff of
Ambush Bug.
Slade Wilson.
Ambush Bug.
He's a cross between.
Yeah.
He's Ambush Bug's attitude stuck in. Slade Wilson's body. I keep wanting to call him Taskmaster. Damn it! What Deathstroke?
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, he straight took the name.
Yeah, I know, and practically the costume as well. It's really weird.
Yeah, and he didn't deny it. He's like, yeah, we were going for something akin to that idea, so that's what we did.
But it's not even like a well hid kind of like homage or anything like that. It's just literally just a straight up copy, isn't it? You know, it's really weird.
They said they added some twist
total
to
rip
it,
off
that's
of
what
Ambush Bug's attitude.
Yeah. He's like it's Ambush Bug's attitude and Deathstroke's talent. I mean, they changed his origin, they changed a few things about him, but
strange.
What was Deathstroke's third appearance?
His first appearance was Teen Titans 2.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he was in 3, maybe. You're not going to say he's not Teen Titans 4. It's going to be something weird, isn't it? I know, Teen Titans X-Men crossover.
Yep.
That's weird.
Sneaks up on Wolverine.
What?
Or Wolverine sneaks up on him, I mean. And it
confuses Deathstroke or Deadpool?
Deathstroke.
Deadpool wasn't around for another 4 years.
Yeah. Deadpool came years
later. So what was Wolverine doing in DC Comics?
The X-Men crossover.
Oh, it wasn't the crossover. What was Teen Titans?
Yeah, Teen Titans X-Men crossover.
I just said that and you said no.
I said yes.
He said yes.
I said yes. That's his third appearance. I said yes.
Didn't say it in a way.
You got that right.
Hearable. That was a good guess, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was my introduction to him too. I thought, man, this dude's neat. And I look back and there's a Teen Titans stuff. I think his first is Teen Titans 2. I think his second's like Teen Titans 10. You know, as just a random issue, and then
it was pretty early. They did the Judas contract, whatever it was called.
But yeah, that crossover book is spectacularly good, and it's actually canon. It's actually canon in comics. The part of the life equation is Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, the anti-life equation.
The anti-life equation. Yeah. Part of the anti-life equation is the Dark Phoenix force.
Okay. I have got that book. I've read it once, though. I've only read it once. Old Simple Simon sent it to me from Australia, and it was an AOK one time. I completely missed that by the time when it came out. I didn't know about it until years later when I saw it on someone's channel. I didn't know there was a crossover.
It was a huge deal when it came out.
Yeah, I must have not been listening or reading comics. I don't know. Or maybe I don't know. I didn't know about it anyway. That's all I can say. I didn't know about it.
Well, and it was straight direct market.
Yeah.
At an odd time to be just direct market.
What year was it? Do you remember? It might have been before I actually started buying comics regularly.
Somewhere between 81 and 83.
Yeah, I wasn't buying
comics. I think the end of 82, beginning of 83.
What?
I didn't actually start buying comics regularly until I had a job. That's when I first started buying comics regularly. I never had money to buy comics before that. I only bought 1 or 2 comics here and there. I liked them, but I never had a chance to sort of buy them wasn't until I was working full time, and Mum said, "Oh, comic book shop's open up down the road." And I went, "Has it? Oh, cool!" And I went,
I
and that's
was
when I first
such a
got my first orders.
kleptomaniac in my early teens that I had a rule of thumb: for every one comic I bought, I had to steal 10.
Okay, well that's.
I was a raging kleptomaniac.
Wow,
that's nice. That's nice. Thank you for enlightening us on your
I
many
got over it
shortfallings.
pretty quick. Once I got caught twice. You know, smacked on the wrist. I'm like, well, this is stupid, but it was just stupid. It was just something to do. I was bored. I was a thief because I was bored.
Okay.
You know?
Unlike Bill, who does it for the thrill.
Yeah.
Is that right, Bill?
what?
Not bored. Just do it for the thrill of it, yeah.
I don't do that, but yeah, if I did, it'd be for the thrill of it.
Yeah.
I used to have weird thoughts. I'm like, hey, what are the 10 commandments can I break and get away with it? Nah, boo boo. It's like, yeah, that was weird because none of them make any sense. Or, well, like 7 of them make no sense. But
let's not discuss them when Bill is here. He won't be amused, probably.
I'm okay.
no, they're so simplified. You know, you can combine most of them, things like that. They're basically
that kind of stuff doesn't bother me.
It basically says be a decent human being.
Most of them just say
it's a
kiss
little
God's
odd.
ass. Not most of them say, to be honest. If we're gonna talk about religion.
Well, I mean, it's a good tenet. You know, don't kill, don't steal, don't hate.
Most of them say you will kiss God's butt at all times.
Don't covet. But the ones where there is only one God.
Adamant said it better though. Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Don't drink, don't smoke. What do
What's
you
his
do?
real name?
And your window follows. Must be something inside.
Adam.
Thank you.
No.
What's Adam Ant's real name, Bill?
Adam Anthony. No, I don't know. I forgot.
Stuart Leslie Goddard.
Oh, I forgot about that. But
I'm sure I've heard it, but I didn't remember.
What was the first time he was on TV?
No idea.
He was part of the Bromley contingent at the Sex Pistols cuss out on the TV show. He was there with Susie Sue.
Okay.
When the Sex Pistols went on What's His Face's interview show and cussed on TV. When Steve Jones. What a fucking rotter.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know
I
that,
can't hear
Bill?
you, anybody. Damn it.
We hear you. So, what exciting things have happened in everyone's lives this week?
I guess I'll leave and come back because I can't hear any of you guys.
Well, we can hear you.
It's weirding me out. I'll be
we
right
can
back.
hear you fine.
So what exciting what?
He's pushed the wrong button somewhere.
Yeah. Let's see what your language skills
work been done in your house now?
Well, I have to have my ceiling redone, but that's going to take months.
Yeah.
I just have bags taped up right now. The exterior stuff's done. I'm done for the year except for that ceiling replacement. But let's test your language skills. Obviously, my first name there is just a Sasquatch joke. Do you know what the last part of that is?
What watch? It's what you wear on your wrist for telling the time.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, mate?
What's underneath it? What's under
Sasquatch? Yeti, Yeti.
Yeti.
Okay, yeah, no idea what that's about.
You know what a Yeti is, don't you?
Yep.
The abominable snowman. Yatahe is Navajo. It's like, aloha in Hawaiian is hello, goodbye. It's a greeting and a, love you kind of thing. Yatahe is Navajo, same way.
So
it's a loving greeting. It's a, it's basically be well in Navajo.
Yatahe. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
I was going to type in Yeti, and I'm like, what goes with Yeti? Yatahe.
Okay.
Had a Navajo shaman teach me that.
That's real.
Which was so funny. He was a shaman in training, and he butted heads hard with the Marine Corps because this kid was a 4th generation shaman. When he turned 21, he had to go through the experience to become a full shaman, which involved taking ayahuasca, peyote, or whatever. And he's like, I'm going to go home on this leave. I'm having a traditional religious ceremony. Do not kick me out of the Marines because this one time I'm going to do this because I'm going to do this. And they're like, oh, you can't do that and you'll be busted. And he fucking said, I'll take you to court. You can't have religious persecution. This is generations long. And they're like, all right, you're allowed to pop on 2 piss tests, go get made a shaman. So impressive dude. Very impressive dude.
Well, I think fair enough. That just seems a bit of a strange career path. You'd join the Marines if you was training to be a shaman, but I mean, maybe there's no money in shamanism. I take it.
Oh, there's money in shamanism. There was money in stuff he was doing, but it takes all kinds, and you can't really. When the cream rises to the top, it's a broad mix of people. The Marines, like anything else, they have the quality humans, the filler, and then the slag at the bottom. Some of the slag gets through, but you get a quality mixture of the human condition. And like I said, most Marines are pacifist. They're angry, but they're pacifist. They were the ones generally that were bullied that wanted to stand up to the bully. They were either bullied or they were Eagle Scouts who said bullying is not okay. Which is another problem I have with that one idiot. He was the fucking bully. And units hated those guys. If you went into a unit and you were a bully, you'd get shit on so bad and ostracized and pushed away. We had a guy named Biff Chapman that was like that. That was just a bully. And he's like, well, I'm tough and I can whoop anybody. And it's like, he got beat down a few times. And it's like, dude, we're going to treat you like shit if you act like this. And he finally took his head out of his ass. But he's like, I am the man. And it's like, we're all the man. No, I am the man over you. And it's like, put it away because you're going to get your ass beat. That's the kind that get friendly fired. Literally. They're the kind of guys that die in friendly fire.
How's Mum Kal going now?
Huh?
How's your mum?
Well, I was kind of hoping she'd check in. I texted her right before we went on.
She did check in. She said hello.
But she
said Happy Wednesday, gentlemen, ages ago.
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
I'll put it up. That doesn't tell me how she is, though. That was like 20 odd minutes ago. Hi, kid.
Yeah.
Nothing to see here, mate.
She's a tough old bird.
Talking about nothing.
She's a tough old bird. And my cat's yelling at me. This is funny. But yeah, that chemo dance, again, I'm not telling you nothing you don't know, but that chemo dance is just the worst. The good days, the bad days, the pendulum swings, everything seems perfectly well, and then boop. And one part of your body goes, well, I'm not too happy about this today. Then you get through it. Then another part of your body goes, I'm not too happy with this today. And here in a couple weeks, I'm going to be coming on here that way. I think my cystoscopy's on a Monday. By Wednesday, I should be back to being half human again.
How's all the kids and grandkids and wife and that? Everyone good?
Yep, everybody's good. Get more grandkid time this weekend. It's getting harder and harder to keep up. It's getting harder and harder to go upstairs. It's just, everything's just getting harder and harder. But
I went for a little tiny walk today. I was knackered. I just felt really drained. Like I just going for a walk around the park. I felt bloody well lethargic, anything.
Yeah, I'd imagine lower strains of C19 are dancing around. You know, that has to be filtered through everybody's system.
C19?
So the factor is going to be up.
Explain.
Yeah, I was a little bummed by your video that you got one of the comics I had set aside for you. I was like, oh, bummer. I was going to be happy to send that to him. But
yeah, what else? You ain't got nothing else set aside, is it? Because I always bloody forget and you say these things. I kind of like, I don't know, after with all these bits we did with Darren, like I just like giving up, like waiting on these kind of things. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I just
I'm trying to hammer down the deal with Mark. I should be done within a couple weeks on my deal with Mark and get that switched around. And I'm gonna put yours in that.
Well, what else is he sending me? Just say else you sending me. I don't remember what conversation
Some
we've had.
first issues, some stuff that's just not, you just can't randomly go out and get for like $1, $2, or $3, which you ended up getting the one for that. You got some really good deals. Hell, that Miller Daredevil book, hell, that was a Pence copy. I think stateside that'd be worth $20, and you got it for £1.
Yeah. So Mark gets a big lot of stuff, and like in an auction or so, he doesn't want to be bothered with selling it. He doesn't want it himself. He just gives it to me, and I, try and move it on. Basically, get a bit of extra pocket money for myself.
Yeah.
So it's always very cool. Always appreciated.
I wouldn't mind running into a few people around here that bought mine for pocket money, but I have to do the bigger deals. So,
yeah.
I don't know. I can't wait to let go of like my Fantastic 452 and 53, sell them for between $1,000 and $1,500 for the two of them. Just
is the market at that at the moment, though?
Huh?
Is the market at that price at the moment?
Yeah, that's what they're going to be at, in that ballpark. It's a matter of who wants them.
Yeah. I thought I had market wasn't very strong at the moment as well.
And again, what I get for them is what I get for them. It's going to be substantially more than what I have invested in. But I always wanted first appearances, and I have so many, but never on spec, just out of boredom. Just like, oh, okay, that's neat. I have that because, almost no character goes from their first appearance and stays that way. They have to be built up to actually become a character.
Yeah.
So, and I got fun little unique books. But there's nothing left. I'm not willing to go, okay, if somebody wants it, here you go. If there's some real value to it, I'll let it go. But I've owned them all. I've owned everything I've wanted to own at one point or another. So
I haven't got a very good light here. Let's have a look at some comics.
I can't believe those can be had for under $20 a pop.
Yeah, I think the market isn't as good as it was.
just Neil Adams Superman. I mean, it's hard to beat. It's hard to beat that. And those
you
things
guessed
got
who
red
found 8 ways to kill Superman? I don't even remember this cover. It wasn't that long ago that I got it.
I don't remember that
showed
cover
up on a video. I don't remember that cover.
Wouldn't the meat hooks have to be a kryptonite to go through him now?
Yeah.
What issue number is that? That looks like Adams too. Is that like 42,
but 43? Not meat hooks, he's tied up. He's tied up. This is Teen Titans 25.
25. I didn't think Adams was on it that soon.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's Adams. That's Neil Adams. Maybe it was 24, 25, 26.
Intruder of the Forbidden Crypt.
I mean, that's Nick Carty. Can see that at a distance.
Justice League America, having their super weapon stolen was bad enough, but being attacked by them was sheer disaster. There's a Batman and Robin. Our fish is hooked. Now deck him. It's a rather bizarre villain.
Yeah, people think I think weird, but
this comic.
There you go. There's a hard to get one.
It's September 1969.
Nice.
My birthday book.
I'd imagine I've got several of those up there. I just don't know.
But this one, this is going to be the subject of my next Comics on Location video, because this guy was born not far from where we are, and we're going there on Friday. We're going to take a picture of his blue plaque, and they're going to take a picture of the little theatre that's named after him in South London. It's this chap,
Bob Hope.
Bob Hope, born in England.
Get Mima on the show again, and she'll show my mom. She'll show where she met Bob Hope, and he signed a book for her.
Oh, nice.
On a USO tour.
There's a few comics.
If I was in England, I'd track down any Chaplin things I could, but
Tales of the Unexpected.
So the divided man would have to fight composite Superman, wouldn't
he? Yeah, he'd have to team up, surely.
But yeah, people think I write weird, but just think of what went through those guys' heads that wrote 60s comics and had to come up with those guys.
There's some wacky
twisted thought process.
King of Nightmare Jungle.
Yeah. Tell me that's not somebody sneaking a penis on a cover.
It's not. That's your brain.
It's the pink thing with the big head.
Not everything snake-like is a penis. Sometimes it's a snake, okay? You have to deal with it. You have to deal with that reality, Kyle. Not all snakes.
Snake is just a snake.
Exactly. Not all snakes are penises. Say it after me. Not all snakes are penises.
Not all snakes are penises. Just the pink and purple ones with the big heads.
Not necessarily. There might be snakes too.
I don't know. After talking to Romy, I'm telling you, just the story. I'm not going to talk out of turn, but I'm telling you, he told me more inside stories with that, where they would just try and sneak. Like, I thought I was creative doing that in my high school newspaper, And then I talked to him, and 10 years before then, like, they spent years trying to sneak a camel toe Supergirl cover. Years. He was like, yeah, from like 1972 to 1978, there was a running pool who could sneak one through, and how we could keep it from the editors. And I was like, Jesus.
Disgraceful, that's what I call it, disgraceful.
And again, boredom. How many times can you draw the same thing? And, you know, would you rather draw a nude model or somebody in a huge costume? So, the original art that I sold Mark from Marvel Graphic Novel 16, the Wasp shrinks down in this one scene, but she doesn't have a costume with her. So she grabs a cigar band and she's flying with it. And in the scene, she's flying in the cigar band. And in the original art, it's down a little low and her areolas are over the top. And there's an erase note from the editor that says, we need to talk about this. And they had to erase it and then white out over it because he tried to sneak some nipples in there. Yeah. They're like, you can't do that in a comic book. And it's like, it's a graphic novel, which they found out they could do. You know, it's a graphic novel, so be it. But then they're like, well, it's a mainstream character and we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
But in all those superhero costumes, if there wasn't a nip slip, come on now. You know, Power Girl would have ripped right out of that shirt a few times. You know,
just from the weight of them.
Yeah. And you know, all the parodies of it and stuff like that, where she'd conk somebody out by bonking them on the head with it, like Jane Mansfield. But they couldn't do it. They're like, well, this is mainstream. We can't do that. It's like, well, we'd like to.
She could crush someone's head with one of her bats.
Can you imagine how powerful of a blow that would be, that her honkers could knock you unconscious?
What a way to go, though, eh? What a way to go. You want to see my comic in this comic?
John Byrne just loved drawing dirty things. He just loved it. He loved getting commissions of, you know, Superman and Wonder Woman doing it.
If I could paint, I'd certainly paint that kind of stuff. I'd certainly draw that kind of stuff myself. Why not?
Yeah. I mean, Byrne loved doing it. He was like, you know, he'd draw them in sex acts, you know, who's having sex with who, doing what. You know, and the power struggle and the dynamic of it, which again would just add gritty realism to it. And again, you'd have to do it in a special book. You know, I understand not putting it in a newsstand kids comic book, but you know, put a graphic novel in and show normal.
Yeah.
You know, Bruce Wayne and Tony Stark were ominous Lotharios.
Yeah, I never thought that about when I was reading Bruce Wayne, like as a young. I thought all the women that he hung out with, and most of it seemed like to me, they were just like he was just pretending to go out there just to cover himself. He was playing a playboy, but hardly ever seemed to go home with any of the women. As far as I was concerned, he played the playboy role to cover up for, you know, because he was playing being a foppish, like fool, like, you know, more money than sense, and like, you know, playboy kind of thing to hide.
Well, and then he went home with a teenage boy, so yeah, that's pretty bad.
I never really sort of took him as being that way inclined, but
yeah,
you know, you never actually saw him. As far as I can say, you actually see it happen in the comic book. It doesn't, you know, I don't bother reading between the lines. If fair enough, you see him waking up in the morning next to a woman, then okay, fair enough. Then you can assume. But most of the time, he'd bow out from a big event, pretending he was drunk, or he'd put him in a taxi home or something, and then he'd go off to be Batman, didn't it?
Well,
I never really thought of him.
Tony Stark based on Howard Hughes, and Howard Hughes was a ladies' man, but that dude was an extraordinary weirdo. Like, everybody knew him, like he's real sweet, but he had all these, you know, he was definitely diagnosable, and
I think you think about it, Tony Stark's alter ego is probably the stupidest, because like Iron Man was meant to be his bodyguard, but you hardly ever saw them together. How many times did you see Tony Stark and Iron Man together? Never, because he was Iron Man. So apart from the odd time, and maybe when he might have had the suit flying on its own, or had Rhodey flying in it for him, but most of the time he'd have to sneak off and get into the suit, wouldn't he? You think how stupid would a people who were following him around not to realise he was Iron Man?
Off for a while. It was just too cheeseball. You know, they had to hit home. Iron Man didn't get home till Demon in a Bottle, even though there were good books, but Demon in a Bottle brought it home.
Yeah.
And then he really
started. I always liked Iron Man's character. I didn't really have any sort of idea of who was like the popular characters. I just bought whatever comic I saw on the shelves that I liked the look of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I never had a great deal. I'd love to know how many comics I actually owned, but before I started actually buying them properly. It was like literally a smattering of comic books, just like one here and there, you know, when I had a bit of pocket money. Before I actually started buying them as an adult.
I loved when I finally started breaking down page by page, you know, okay, this cover is great. How does the book hold up to it? What's the cover image based on somewhere inside the book? You know, and then I started finding out, well, this was actually meant to be on the next issue or the previous issue. And, you know, just the dynamic of it all.
I just read the stories. I just liked them on the story level. Like how they managed to defeat a villain in a clever way. That kind of thing was all about for me. Or it was just like they went into the trenches and like their last punch managed to put everything into it and take the villain out. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, towers of heroism.
Or you remember, I was just sitting here remembering how much fun it was to flip through a book and then come across a 2-page action spread. Be like, wow, okay, I wasn't expecting that. Look at all this, and then looking for all the detail. And then I got introduced to George Perez, and I went, holy shit. He didn't leave any space uncovered. Oh my God, that dude. And to find out he had so much fun doing that, but it's like, you know, how much action can you squeeze into one panel? And then when you got a 2-page spread like that, it's like, all right, I like this guy. I don't care if the fight don't make any sense, but Jesus. Then figured out.
I'm gonna finish it up. I'm gonna finish it in 10 minutes. We'll finish up in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I've shown all the comic books I've got. No one else wants to turn up.
It didn't go too far off the rails, even though we talked religion and politics. And I was laying down taking a nap, but this is me airing out my therapy. So.
I think next week we won't bother streaming it, mate. Next week I'll just open up a window and we can just have a chat. There's not much point streaming it because no one's interested.
We'll see.
Unless your mum wants to watch it, of course, I suppose.
I'm almost ready to say, unless somebody gets in touch with me to make an appearance, if JM gets in touch with me to make an appearance, if I hear back from Bob Layton, which again, I tend to give it about a month, and this is a week or two out. You know, I figure within a month I'll hear from Bob Layton. And I fully expect to know.
I don't really care. I'm not worried.
But if I get a yes, I'll just be like, all right, well, that'd be fun to talk to you. I'm still holding out hope for Neil Gaiman a year later because, you know, I know he saw it. Maybe he brushed it off, but I figure I could talk to Neil Gaiman. It's just all the time.
Isn't he having a bit of he's having some controversy at the minute, isn't he?
Well, he's got
some
shit
allegations going about him or something.
Yeah.
Do you hear anything about that?
No, I haven't even heard the latest. What's going on with him now?
What the heck?
What's going on with him now?
Oh, I was asking if you heard anything.
No.
There were some allegations of impropriety with women or something.
I mean, he's always juggling 10 things. But he's the kind of guy that'd come on here and hang out like J.M. and Hillary did. You know, I know he'd do it. It's just a timing thing. People called me nuts, but, you know, for a little podunk show, we've had, what, a dozen amazing guests and repeat visits.
Yeah.
And hadn't even hit 100 shows yet.
No, 88 today.
So, you know, and Barta, you get him talking, and he loves talking about the stuff, but there's only so many times you can talk about the same kind of thing without feeling repetitious.
Yeah.
But I mean, he has so much fun just sitting and doodling and creating. And that's what I like prying into. I'm like, what'd you make today? You know, what'd you doodle today and what inspired that? Yeah, I can listen to somebody talk for 10 minutes about what inspired a doodle. You know, what inspired this panel of that comic book? You know, because, like, I'll never forget a Spider-Man annual where he's hanging upside down by a light pole and the Purple Man tells him to go away singing, and he sings Oliver's Army by Elvis Costello, and I got introduced to Elvis Costello through a Spider-Man comic.
Okay.
Like, how cool is that? I like Elvis Costello. You know, and it turns out Oliver's Army isn't even close to my favorite song by him, but, you know, I won't soon forget that. And the references, you know, I was into Dante's Inferno before I read X-Men Annual 4, but I thought, well, what a great succinct way to tell the story of Dante's Inferno.
Gosh, I read that one. What happened in the annual? They go to hell?
Yeah. They go with Doctor Strange. It's a hell that isn't a hell. It's made out to be like Dante's
Limbo,
Inferno.
Velasco.
You know, different things happen. Huh?
Not the demon Velasco who took magic that time.
No, it was before that. It was a Nightcrawler story. It told Nightcrawler's backstory.
Okay.
And it turned out to be sorcerers. You know, Doctor Strange
probably
could
changed
tell
a few
it
times,
wasn't
isn't it?
Huh?
His story probably changed a bit. Most of them, the stories changed, didn't they? Someone else comes along and writes a new bloody little addendum to it, kind of
thing. Well, his main story didn't change. You know, his brother went mad. He had to kill his brother. It wasn't his real brother. He was adopted, and you know, his mom was his adopted mother was Margali Cesardos, who's, you know, second only to Doctor Strange in sorcery in the Marvel Universe.
What's her name?
Margali Cesardos.
Margali Sardos. I don't remember hearing her name before.
Yeah. She was a great sorceress, but Nightcrawler was incredibly interesting, and they mostly make him vanilla. But Nightcrawler was just a deep ass character. And he tries to be one thing and he turns out being another, you know, the demon that carries the heart of an angel. Alan Cumming kind of nailed it in the movie, but they made him a little too religious where he was battling a religion. But
I do remember him being written as religious.
Yeah, I mean, he tried and tried and tried to be good, you know. him trying to convert Wolverine from being so hateful. He was just trying to give him a nicer side. He's like, I'm going to be your friend. You're going to be angry. Channel that anger here so you're not so angry with me.
All right, Bill, what kept you?
I'm angry at you, Kyle. No, I'm not really.
So, but I mean, they just did so good drawing on those, taking human emotion. And if I ever thought of a Nightcrawler and Wolverine type relationship, and I wouldn't even know who would be which, but like JM and Giffen would have that.
Yeah.
Where they just have this dynamic of one would feel this way and JM would be there to support him. Like if Giffen was having a mood swing or something, you just know JM would swoop in and say, hey, what can I do to help this feel better? And then they transcribe that dynamic into characters.
Hey, did JM write that first Ambush Bug story in DC Comics Presents?
Do what?
Did JM write the first Ambush Bug story that was in DC Comics Presents?
I thought Giffen wrote that.
Okay, he probably did. Well, he drew it. I don't know if he drew and wrote it, but okay.
I mean, and again, JM, he'll constantly defer and say, I gave ideas, but, he would always defer to Giffen being the genius and him just being the contributor.
Well, Giffen was the genius. I mean, I don't think he's being, fakey there. I think he really thinks that. So hey, for that.
I still got at least one Giffen autograph upstairs.
What's his face? Nightcrawler's mum's supposed to be Raven, isn't it?
Mystique, Raven.
His actual mom is Raven.
Mystique, yeah.
Raven Darkhold.
Yeah. I know it's like they're not retconning now or saying that the woman who could tell the future was actually her lover or something. Destiny.
Yeah. That's not really retcon. That goes back decades.
Yeah, that's not new.
It was never mentioned implicitly in any comics I ever read about her back in the day, unless they were supposed to read between the lines. They were friends, but I didn't sort of. Well, I never got the impression they were supposed to have been
even
partners.
In like the late 70s, early 80s X-Men, you could see it. They were way too close.
I just assumed it was just like she was an old woman, and she was just like,
I'm so affected by Nightcrawler's daughter's tattooed on my neck.
What? Yes, we know. You don't have to shut off. I know.
They were meant to be in a relationship with each other.
Show it again.
I gotta move the camera because I can't turn my head.
Bam! One more time. Bam!
Yeah, you're not even pointing in the right direction.
What you know what BAMP stands for?
Yeah, BAMP Canada.
Do you know what BAMP stands for?
It's just the noise that's made when you disappear.
I don't know.
BAMF.
Yeah.
Badass motherfucker.
Badass motherfucker. Okay.
That's an actual acronym. That was an acronym back then when they created him. And BAMF, every time you saw it in a
and yet it
onomatopoeia, it means
sounds like a name of a Canadian town, which is spelled slightly different. But yeah, you're right.
That's Guelph, isn't it? Is it not Guelph? Guelph is a Canadian town.
It's Banff.
Is there a Banff as well?
There's a Banff, Ontario, but it's not BAMF. It's BAM, like PHH or something. PHH or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, BAMF is an acronym for badass motherfucker. That's another one in the 70s. They just stuck it in comics and they thought, ha, look what we got away with. A lot of the onomatopoeias are dirty. You'll hear about nice things like I was talking about the other day. I don't even remember what it was I was talking about. But look, kids, it's a Steranko effect and then Neil Adams art on a Strange Adventure story. They'd sneak in secret panels. They'd use different acronyms for stuff. They'd try and sneak in.
Different acronyms.
Yeah. They'd just try and sneak stuff in.
Totally different.
But BAMP is an acronym for badass motherfucker.
And it still is.
When I was a junior in high school, I had to fire glaze this like cookie jar thing I made out of layers, and I spelled BAMP on it, and the bottom of the B opened up like that so I could have a tarantula crawl in and out of it. And I called my first tarantula BAMP.
Okay.
Yeah. Gray and I are like, okay. Thank you for that, Kyle. If we ever need to store tarantulas, we'll talk to you first.
Yeah.
We will. Gray looks
Don't have time to be afraid of nothing. Life's too short to be afraid of anything.
I think in the comics there, isn't Raven meant to like change backwards and forwards sexes, like, so she could be a man and like a fully productive.
I've never heard that. I've never heard that.
Her first appearance, she appeared as a man.
Well, yeah, but I don't. Back then, at least, it was never said as a sexual thing or a weird thing. It was just her shape.
Yeah, but I mean, shapeshifters can. Shapeshifters can. Then talk about the perverse of John Byrne. When asked who had the biggest penis in the Marvel Universe, he always says Mr. Fantastic because he could do anything with it.
Yeah.
Whatever, John Byrne.
Mr. Fantastic could be as big as he wanted to be.
Mr. Fantastic, as they call him.
Fantastic.
Mr. Fantastic could have put a smile on Galactus's face.
How'd you know Galactus rolls that way?
Yeah, I didn't either.
I don't know. Have you seen the storyboard art to that? Oh my God! I meant to take a picture of that. There's like an image of them up front and Galactus behind them doing this
from the movie.
And Galactus just looks all huge, and it looks like a skyscraper behind him reaching for it. It looks incredible.
That's excellent.
Okay.
Looks absolutely incredible. They have got to get Galactus right. And I love Downey, but if Downey gets Doom wrong, I'm going to be pissed for the rest of my life.
Okay. Answer honestly, has Downey ever got anything wrong acting-wise? No. He has
for a while. But I mean, give me Less Than Zero and Chaplin all day long. Before
Less Than Chaplin. Okay, we'll give you Less Than Chaplin.
Before I even talk about Iron Man, it's like just watch Less Than Zero and Chaplin.
Dude, what's happening with not Power Man, Wonder Man show?
I think it's coming out sometime next summer.
Yeah, it's the guy who played Dr. Manhattan in the Watchmen television series.
Yeah.
He's just quite
as
good.
long as they get him right.
He won an Emmy for that, by the way.
I would love it.
They'll get him right. They'll get him right.
I would love it if they had at least a mention of the Beast in there. That would make me so happy.
Well, the Beast will probably show up.
That was my favorite. That was my favorite buddy run in comics. Those two in comics made me so happy.
But think about this. They're both slated to be in the Avengers movie, Doomsday. Yeah. So that would be a good time for them to, forge that relationship in the Marvel Universe. And we already know that Kelsey Grammer is going to keep playing the Beast. So they didn't give it to that other dude, the dude who played him in the younger movies.
Nicholas Hoult.
Is he British, or does he just do a British accent?
I thought he was American, but
I thought he was too, but I started doubting it because everything I see
if he grows into it, Grammer's great since it's mostly CGI anyway and mostly a voice. Grammer's great for that, but
Clay. I mean Kyle.
But I mean they've got to cut loose and let Beast really go. That'd make me happy. Just And I'll tell you what, if the Wonder Man show, if he starts off cocky even this much, I'm going to not watch it. He can't be cocky.
Okay.
He cannot be. If they get one thing right about that, it's that he's just got to have that doubt.
No cock. Yeah. Okay, gotcha.
No cocky. He's got to have, because that's the character development. You know, the guy can stand toe to toe with Thor, but.
Well, do you think they'll play any of that aspect of him being scared of dying? Do you reckon they'll play on that?
I hope. I hope. There's such a rich history with that, you know, him wanting to prove so much and then overdoing it, then taking the heroic turn, then facing death, then having all the self-doubt.
It's about him overcoming his fear, isn't it? His storyline, really. It's about how he's able to overcome his fear of dying.
Yeah, and just like he's just a regular guy in an extraordinary situation. That really played well.
Who was his brother, Kyle?
Eric Williams, the Grim Reaper.
Yes.
He didn't last long. That's one, like I said, as long as they get it in the ballpark, as long as he is not cocky, because they couldn't get it more wrong if he was cocky. Whereas to Iron Man, they started cocky and tamed him down, and I was like, how perfect was that? You know, how perfect was that role?
It was perfect.
And then taking that arrogance to Doom, because Doom is the definition of arrogance. So they have to be able to capture that. So don't tell me I'm not the best.
I think that Robert Downey Jr. is going to be able to play that off very well.
Yeah. That's why I don't like the thought of Mr. Fantastic being Pedro Pascal. He's never shown that side.
Well, give him a chance.
Of just the indifferent genius. You know, it's just he's obliviously brilliant. He's already played the soft and tender side. He kind of
showed that when he played Maxwell Lord.
Yeah, kind of. But that's why I would have rather seen a new face in there. Just somebody that could play obliviously brilliant. I love Krasinski, but I don't think Krasinski could play obliviously brilliant.
Oh, fuck yeah, he could. Because
obliviously
look at how he played brilliant. Jim on The Office.
But he was brilliant and he knew it.
He was oblivious in his own weird way.
Well, but like Reed is the kind of guy that somebody says, you know, my favorite panels are like, you know, I wonder how you say, I don't even remember the exact line, but it's like, I wonder how you say that was rough in Atlantean, and he just blurts it out before he realizes they were just thinking out loud. You know, he's like so smart, and it's just so compacted in there. He's so aloof. That's going to be hard to play, and I don't.
Give me some more. The Ten Commandments of Atlantis. That's number one.
Young Gruffin.
That's number two. That's number three. That's number four.
Young Gruffin played it okay, but they really need to find somebody that can play aloof.
That's six. That's seven. That's eight.
What are you saying, Carl?
That's nine. Bill? I'm almost done. We got one left. And number 10, of course. Okay. So those are the 10 Atlantean commandments. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
that's going to be canon in MCU now.
Some characters they got dead on right.
Yeah.
Chris Evans as Johnny Storm was perfect.
He was, and I'm going to say the guy they have now is perfect for the era we're in. And as long as he doesn't spout any British during it, you know.
Yeah.
Only L, Sue. I was at boarding school in Kensington. What the hell? Then flame on.
Yeah.
I'm hot.
And then
But
they
sorry,
gotta have
I had to
him
go
give
there.
Ben a hot foot. If he gives Ben a hot foot, I'm like, all right.
Oh, it's gotta happen. Hey, it happened in the last series. It's gotta happen. What are you doing, huh?
But I mean, you got the dichotomy. Ben hates being the thing, and Johnny loves being the Human Torch.
Yep.
And loves
the
attention.
And I can see both those actors playing those things to the hilt. So, and I'm glad they chose not to go with Doom for the FF, because there's plenty of time for that in FF2. I'm guessing, because you can't leave them out of their equation very long. And I do wonder if there's going to be a mention of Mole Man in the first movie.
We would hope so.
Yeah, I've heard he's going to be part of it, but I have not heard if Barry Manilow had taken the role or not. Kyle, come on, you should laugh at that. If Barry Manilow took on the role of Mole Man or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
I love Barry Manilow.
I do too, but wouldn't he be a great Mole Man?
I am a fan of Low.
No makeup required.
Yeah.
Hello, Reed. Ha 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 ha. My nose.
Who gave Barry Manilow his break?
Ed Sullivan.
Nope.
Well, Ed did. I mean, he became Ed's right-hand man musically, but who else?
Ed Sullivan was dead before Manilow broke, didn't he?
Oh, no. Manilow managed all the musical acts on the show for the last 3 seasons.
I thought Sullivan was off the air by 73.
Well, he was, but Manilow's 84 now. Manilow was still young, but he'd been around a while.
Oh, well, he started in New York bathhouses. Bette Midler found him.
Well, no, he literally started at Sullivan, and then he went from there on to the singing part. But first, he was like the major arranger, composer, and musical handler on the show.
Mm.
And I worked with the guy who used to be his boss. That's the only reason I know this for a fact.
Yeah.
They said Barry had other things in mind, and well, he wanted to be a singer, so not just an arranger. And the guy said, "Hey, Beatles, stand here." I mean, that was after his time, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I love Me Do. I want to write a song like that, and I want to call it Mandy. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
But
Graham wants us to believe he's into death metal when he's really a big Barry Manilow fan.
Oh, he doesn't like Barry Manilow at all. He's not a fan of Low like you are. Neither am I, by the way. But no, Gray and I are more of the Rob Halford, Klaus Meine set. I think
I love Rob Halford.
I'm going to speak for Gray when I say that.
I love Rob Halford. You should hear my mom's Judas Priest story.
Do you
Cutest thing in the world.
Do you love Klaus Meine?
Klaus is fun. He's got a great voice, but
I saw him talk 2 guys down from a knife fight in San Antonio one time. I was in the 9th row, and it happened in the 7th row. And he goes, "We're just here to have fun. We're not here to do anything but rock and roll and party. We don't want to knife anyone." And then as soon as the cops got him, he goes, "Thank you, police." It was kind of hilarious. But as they're beating the crap out of the guys, Klaus is going, "Thank you, police." And they're like, it was hilarious. But you had to be there.
My mom came home from work one day.
How's Mom doing, by the way, Kyle?
She's all right. She's hanging in there. She came home from work one day, and this is when I'm in high school. She comes home from work, and she goes, "Hey, are you familiar with this band, Judas Priest?" And I said, "You mean Judas Priest?" And she said, "Yeah, that was it. These nice, lovely Englishmen."
Judas Priest make a good cover band.
Mom.
She said, I drank tea with them, and she's like, there were these 2 nice gents, Glenn and Kevin. I think have it. Yeah,
KK.
KK. But it's like Glenn and Kevin and this Rob guy, and they're like pinky tipping tea drinkers. And she's telling me the story, and I'm just being devastated. I'm like, Mom, I open up my room, and on the ceiling of my room is a Judas Priest Razor's Edge poster. And I'm like, that was the guys you just had tea with. Yep.
Oh, thank goodness. They were wonderful.
And I found out that's exactly how all those guys are. You know?
Hello, Mom. Let's have another dose of tea, shall we? Shall we? Tea meaning scotch. But no, I'm just saying, man. So did you guys hear my really bad joke? Kyle, you probably both heard this before, but Batman goes, "Quick, Robin, get me a battery." And Robin goes, "But Batman, what's a Terry?"
Bat-Terry, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's
Bat-Terry, battery.
I know. I know. Makes me want to spank my monkey. Kyle, come here.
What?
Kyle saves me from myself most of the time, but that's okay. Don't tell him that. It'll go to his head. Because he's the Yahweh Yeti. I know what it says there. I'm just saying.
Yahweh, not Yahweh. Not Yahweh.
The Yahweh Yeti.
Yahweh or the highway.
Yahweh or the highway.
Bill, you should know this if you didn't hear us going. It says Yata-A. What's Yata-A?
No, I know. And I said on purpose, I go, Kyle, I'm saying Yahweh on purpose.
Oh, okay.
I did know the difference, yes.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you're the godly Yeti is what I was trying to go to.
Yeah.
Godly Yeti, Sasquatch. Sasquatch, will you talk to us, please, for a second? Yeah. What do you want to know? You look like a Sasquatch, dude, like a bald Sasquatch.
Shaved one.
There you go.
So let's
civilization.
I'm definitely a Bigfoot.
Let's show some comics. Da da da. Da da da.
Just casually walks by Hulk 181.
Da da da. Da da da. Everything's coming up. Comics and fanzines.
You're too close.
Everything's coming up. Cozies and magazines. Yeah. I'm just making up words now.
Oh, hey, go back to that goobly gook. You know, I have that signed by Eastman and Laird.
Okay. I'm going to keep going. Unexpected. I'm a joker. I'm a broker. That's what they call him, dog.
That's the one I want right there.
This one or this one?
No, those Hulks. I want one of those Hulks.
Oh, these. I
always wanted one of those Hulks.
I want all four of these. But that's another story altogether. But beyond the unknown.
Hey, what's significant about that Spider-Man and Hulk?
It's from beyond the unknown.
I don't know.
I want to get a run of that.
That is the first John Bernard on the X-Men.
Oh, excellent. I didn't know that. What do we have on this? $39. Wow. It seems like a steal, actually. And then, that must have been the next one. No, that's earlier. Yeah, that's earlier. Okay, never mind. I have this one. I think I have this one too, probably. I might have that one, but I have this one. What else do I have that's around here? I have this one. I have this one.
I traded away what was considered a 9.0 Spotlight 32 first
I don't know if I
Spider-Woman.
sold that or if I still have that, but I think I still have that.
Mine got, the one that I traded away got graded.
Hey, Gray, look at this.
Press, and it got a 9.6.
Happy days.
Yeah. They had a comic, believe it or not. Oh, Gray, this is for you.
I still have a reader copy of that first
Superboy or Henry?
Superboy. Well, Henry. Yeah. Don't you love Henry? Henry's hilarious. But Superboy is what I meant. Henry was a daily comic strip in the U.S. and he never talked, and that's why he never had a mouth unless he was eating something. Yeah, he was very famous, right, Kyle? When we were growing up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But he was stupid.
Oh, you just passed one of my original.
That one?
92. Go down a row. Go over to the right just a little. One more.
DC special.
That right there was one of my original 97. Marvel 2-in-1 number 6.
Oh, this one. Okay.
That was my introduction to Doctor Strange. That was in my original 97.
Well, you know, a lot of people have been commenting on that. I think I showed it last week, but that Doctor Strange 1 homage from by Bruner. Man, I got really lucky with that one, don't you think, Kyle?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was. You know, thank you, Jeff Isherwood. He's great.
Marvel 2-in-1, 2, 5, and 6 were my introduction to that.
Kyle, do you love this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not a big Bat fan.
How about you, Gray?
Which one are you putting there? The mummified Batman and Robin?
Yes.
I've seen that one before.
Isn't it hilarious? It's great. Okay, now then. Okay, well, I prefer this era to "I'm going to kill you" era, but that's just me. This is the smiling bat era for me, and this is a very good one. This one is basically me as Superman when I was younger. This, of course, is JJJ and his son going out hunting, except the son is the one that's being hunted because he's a wolf. And this, of course, is Wally Wood art. This, of course, is Gilbert Shelton.
What's the price on that? 60. So it's a second print.
This is the first print, 850.
It 60? I thought those were 50 cents.
I think the originals were actually 60, but I will get back to you on that. I will find out.
I thought those were 50.
I will have to find out.
Yeah, I got 70 because it went 50, 70, 50, 60.
Well, I will have to find out then. Won't I? So we have this. 182. It's not in great shape, but it's not in bad shape for being a number 12. You know. And we have this one, which we have at $2.99, which is rated as a fine. That's actually a really good price for that one.
Got 7 people watching. That's weird.
What's that?
It's the most we've had watching ever, I think. Oh, it's gone down to 6.
Hey guys, it's me, Bill Field.
Hey,
promoting the show the last week. I'm glad you all came on board. I just wanted my friends to know that I'm the one who brought this huge crowd here. And no, I'm kidding, guys. I have nothing to do with it. I just want to kid y'all. I can't believe we have such a huge crowd. Thank you guys for showing up. We love you.
Steady on.
Oh, I wanted to show you guys these. So, Phil got these last week. Do you know why these are important?
Oh, my goodness, Bob.
Yep. And this is number 1.
Oh, my God, don't show that. I want that.
Well, and...
regional backing ball to say.
That's where Flaming Carrot started.
Yes. And Phil put like an affable believe it or not, because it's graded, it goes for about 2,000 in this condition because it is recognized as his first appearance now. I think, is this number 2? Yeah, this is 2 with Bill Wiggum, early Bill Wiggum. And then this is Al Williamson on the third one.
Did those come out of Bob's collection?
No, they did not. Phil found them on eBay, and he showed them to Bob, and Bob goes, "Get them." So he did. He bought the whole set for a song, and
Well, there you go.
yeah,
I'd get Bob to sign the outside.
no,
slab.
they're all. Here's what's funny: they were slabbed before autographs were recognized, so it's on there as a problem with it, his signature, and so it might go up a grade or two if he got them graded.
Yeah.
But
well, I mean, all them early issues were signed anyway, but I'd still have Bob sign a slab. And I would love to have Bob on the show.
Oh, to sign the slab. Oh, yeah, I didn't hear you say that. Yes. But he's already signed them all 3 interiorly, so...
Yeah.
But overkill is not always a bad thing.
But Bob, I'd love to get on the show. Bob and Roxanne, I think, would be a great show visit.
I agree.
Because what a creative mind. Flaming Carrot. Who would have ever thought of Flaming Carrot as a superhero?
Well, you know what? The other guy I really admire from that era is Don Simpson. And I always thought Megaton Man was one of the greatest. It basically co-created the Tick in a weird way.
Yeah, but I mean, that was kind of a spoof.
But Megaton Man was like, it was like a sequel to not Brand Eck to me.
Yeah.
It seemed very much like a Marie Severin spinoff. And Don Simpson's a friend of mine. Don, oh my God, Don's a genius.
I got multiple Don Simpson autographs upstairs, but
I love Don so much.
What in the world could even compete with Flaming Carrot? I always wanted to see the huge crossovers with that. I mean, he crossed over with the Turtles, but I wanted to see it.
I almost had. Well, I thought I almost had a crossover with my own character from the early '90s, the Human Guinea Pig. But Bob told me earlier that was someone not speaking for him because he would have been happy with it, but he wasn't even aware of the Human Guinea Pig. So now that he is, we might see a team up. We'll see.
Well, there you go.
I know. I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
There you
go. I'm just a man in my comics. So, Kyle, have you or the G-Man shown any comics today?
Yeah, I showed some earlier.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to show this baby. This is a nice early Sergeant Rock.
Nice.
And as is this.
Do you ever buy comics with your wages?
Not from here.
No.
I mean, no. I have bought comics. I don't mean that in a bad way. I when I buy comics from here, it's not with my wages. When I buy with my wages, it's typically the stuff I'm buying in bulk right now.
All right.
Kyle, should I do Comic Fest? Yay or nay?
Should you do what?
Comic Fest, yay or nay?
Should you do Comic Fest?
Yeah. Should I do a panel there or yay or nay?
They're
asking
going to draw the people?
They're asking me. Well, I mean, I brought in.
If you're going to draw the people, do it in a heartbeat. But
I brought in 800 people at Comic-Con.
Well, I know. That's what I'm saying. You're going to pull them. SDCC, but do panels at Comic Fest draw in the crowds?
Well, yeah, because they're more comic centric, so they bring in about twice as many people. It's not like you have a Hall H to choose over my panel. Oh no,
what would be your panel subject? Because you can't do a repeat of SDCC.
No, well you can, but I wouldn't. So my idea is, so they want. I'm gonna do Ditko and what's this? Gosh, why am I drawing a blank?
Adams?
No, Twilight Zone.
Rod Serling?
Rod Serling and Ditko is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
What's the crossover? Did they work?
Well, there's a lot. There are a lot of shots. There are a lot of shots from Twilight Zone that you can almost exactly match up with Ditko panels. I think Kyle knows this.
Was he homaging them, or did they?
He was he looked to comics, and he looked to Ray Bradbury's suggestions on who to get to write most of the show. He actually wound up writing more of the episodes than anyone else, but he got people based on Bradbury's suggestion. And then he also went to comics from the current day to the previous 10 years before, and a lot of those panels match up with scenes from Twilight Zone.
Well, I've always viewed comics as sequential storyboards, just in a movie in my head. They're storyboards.
So, I don't know. Did I mention earlier about Mark Ditko? I did, right?
You talked about Mark quite a bit.
Okay, so Mark accepted the Disney Legends Award this week for his.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that online. I think you posted it.
And you know what, fudge! I gotta say this, Kyle. You and I are very similar in a lot of ways. I think you know that, but I gotta tell you, that Mark Ditko, he's doing so much. You know, his dad died recently, and I don't know if I told
the grandson or nephew or something.
Yeah, well, Mark's dad was Ditko's brother, and so Mark is Ditko's nephew. Yes.
Yeah.
And so his dad, who was a very influential and very artisan architect, created this house that a lot of people thought looked like a Ditko house.
Okay.
Well, he also created a stairwell that looked just like something out of Ditko. And make a long story short, that's how he ultimately met his demise. He tripped down his own stairwell.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and I apologize if I'm not supposed to say that, and I'm saying it out of turn because I hope I'm not. But
hello, Natalie.
Yeah,
Whoever you are.
So that's what happened. And Mark has had to deal with a lot recently, and I feel bad for him. He's a very good buddy of mine, and as is his wife Marianne and their cousin. And I just have to say I feel so horrible for him, and I hope I wasn't speaking out of turn. I really do. But so we're gonna get this friend of my buddy Jim's, who's putting out a new indie horror movie soon, and they're going to come on the show either next week or the week after, and we're going to discuss horror comics and independent horror movies, if that's okay with you guys. Is that okay with you, Kyle?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that okay with you, Gray?
Yeah, I don't mind. Yeah.
I thought it'd be cool because we're Geeky Weekly. We're across the spectrum, and
I'll be able to talk about that with much knowledge, but long as
No,
they're
but
willing to.
well, I'll give you enough time where we can really look over it, and we can maybe have a joint, confab or Zoom call together. Kyle, are you still
They got
there?
a film they brought out or something.
Huh?
Have they got a film they just brought out or something?
Yeah, they'll have clips and everything, but I don't know how we can handle that, but we will.
Well, so they've got a film that's coming out soon.
Yes.
Okay, what's it called?
I don't have any of the info yet, but I trust my buddy who. So I'll know more tonight, and I'll send you all the info. But
Okay,
it's supposed to be it's well anticipated. This person has done other things, and this is supposed to be really great. My friend never steers me wrong, so I think it's going to be great.
Interesting.
So I will send you all the details as soon as I get them. And
Yeah.
I don't know where Kyle went.
So
Probably to the bathroom, but you never know with Kyle. But
are these people you know from the panel you did San Diego the other day when you were talking about comics or horror comics?
Yeah,
them from there,
that's where I met Jim Owsley. Jim Owsley is a really great guy, and he's
Jim
done.
Owsley, isn't he? Has he done comics?
Yeah,
The name's
yeah,
familiar.
yeah. He's done horror comics and regular comics, but he's also done independent movies. I mean, Jim's all over the place. He's very cool. I'm sure he's probably who you think he is because there's not.
Oh no, the name popped in my like I've heard that name before, but I'm no good at remembering things. But I don't
Well,
know. I
there
got
was Jim Owsley 40 years ago.
it could be a
And
different
this is
person then.
Jim Owsley, Ousley, but he's done work for everybody. And he may or may not
Maybe.
be the same person you're thinking of, but he's
It may not be
written a lot
now.
of great stuff.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. But what else was I going to tell you?
Talking of Owsley,
Yes.
going back, what is the only Twilight Zone episode that was not filmed in America? It was filmed by a different production company.
It was the Owl Creek, hanging at Owl Creek. Yeah.
Yeah, the occurrence at Owl Creek, I think it's
Yeah,
called, or the
current. It
incident
was
at
a
Owl Creek.
hanging, but yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that it's weird, but that's considered a time travel movie, which I don't really think is time travel, but that's okay.
No. I think they might
Well,
just called it that to fit it into the Twilight Zone.
well,
But
you know
who
why
was
they
that
fit
written
it
by?
in? It won the Oscar for best short the year
What,
before.
that episode of the Twilight Zone?
The short Occurrence at Owl Creek won best Oscar for a short film, and so CBS acquired the rights, and Rod Serling for cheaper than it would have been to make an episode, and so they acted like they were like, who did I do?
I think they
And
mentioned it being coming from another country
yes,
when they did the
yes,
intro
yes,
for it. He
they
wasn't trying
do.
to
Yes,
hide it, and I think.
yeah, and I saw that. Believe it or not, I saw that 43 years ago next month when I was in film school. That was one of the films we watched. We watched that in class. I have to say, I was pretty impressed. It was early 60s, maybe 59, 60. Kyle, have you ever seen that, Occurrence at Owl Creek?
Don't remember it.
Okay, you
No, the
would.
writer is.
Have you
Do you
seen
remember
it,
the name of the
G?
writer? Do you writer of the original story?
Yeah. Have you seen it, G?
Who
The
was it then?
Twilight Zone episode? You've never seen it?
Who, me or Kyle?
G, you.
What you was talking to Kyle? I was asking you a question. You didn't
Oh,
answer.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was saying, do you know who wrote that story?
No.
It's Ambrose Bierce.
Wasn't that from the 19th century?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was one of the writers who influenced H.P. Lovecraft.
Isn't he mentioned in the same breath as Poe?
Yeah, that kind of era.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and okay. It's raining again. I'm singing Kyle's song. Oh yes, it's raining again.
Is that his crops that he's got
That's
growing
his
out there?
crops. Yeah. Yeah. Since Amelia, and
Indica. Shouldn't he be growing medicinal marijuana for his aches and pains?
Oh, he just doesn't do that. I've tried to get him to do that, but no.
Yeah, it's not what he's into.
Poor Kyle, we love you. Kyle, we love you. Kyle, can you hear us? Kyle. He has no idea. He'll watch this later and go, those fellas, they love me. And we do, Kyle.
Yeah.
And look, his freaking hammock is right there. Look at that view. That's where Kyle lays when he's not treating his vegetables. It's like, I'm going to sit in my hammock, damn it. And I'm going to be Kyle's voice for his cartoon version when I do Geeky Weekly, the animated series. I'm going to get Mark to play himself, and then I'm going to get
I still haven't seen your cartoons, mate. I haven't seen any of your animations yet. What's going on?
I'm going to get Bobcat Goldthwait to play you, Gray. And he's going, I don't know what I'm doing. No, I'm kidding. Hey, man, what's going on, Clay? I'm Clay. Kyle? Why don't you lay in the hammock for a while? Lay in the hammock, lay in the hammock, lay in the hammock. It's hot there in Indianapolis.
Stood up, so I had to come out and water my garden and pick a few veg.
Yeah.
God didn't make little green apples in the summertime.
Figured I'd make this part of the show. My veg picking.
What's that song? God didn't make little green apples. God didn't make Indianapolis rain in the summertime. Oh. Okay. That's all I'll say for the show as far as you know.
I'm only listening half an ear. When you start going off into Crazy Town, Bill, I kind of like zone out.
Thank you. Hey man, I'm in Crazy Town today. It's been a long week. I spew craziness here sometimes. Well,
how's the squat situation with the down the street?
They're gone for the most part. For a few days, they went across the street and hung out at Phil's warehouse spot across the street, and Phil was none too happy about that. But apparently, they haven't come back, and we just have to remain ever vigilant. Here's the sad thing. There's a growing homeless problem here in this town, and they seem to kind of run to this area. Not so much our street, but around us. And so eventually, we're going to get another crop of people that like hanging out over here. We have to be very careful, but there are shelters around here, so we get bona fide customers from the shelters. But for the most part, it's just kind of scary sometimes. But that's also San Antonio. But that's okay.
Homelessness is not a great thing, is it?
No, but we honestly feels very good about these things, and we don't do anything that we don't do any. We try to be helpful. Let's put it that way. And we don't call the cops on people unless they cause a problem. And the only two that have caused a problem were the people that were squatting. So, and they were running drugs from there. So, or that's what I saw with my own two eyes. They never got caught, but I'm just saying I saw it. And Kyle's back. Kyle is back in town.
One of each.
Kyle is back.
A cucumber, a snap pea, and a tomato.
Walking to a bar.
So, lots more yet to pluck before the season's done, but don't want them getting too ripe.
With Kyle Andrews, ladies and gentlemen.
Indiana gardening.
With Indiana Jones.
Figure I had to stand up and stretch for a minute.
Andy, shut up, man. I'm kidding. What?
Huh? You ain't got any customers again, Bill?
What's that?
How's he making any money there? Never got any bloody customers.
We rarely. Well, we've done pretty good since I got back from the con. But yeah, we make most of our money on the weekends.
Yeah.
And I'm here on Saturdays and Sundays, and those are the days we typically make the most of our money.
Yeah, you got any more art events coming up?
I have an awful lot of our customers are friends of mine because and they come here because we have stuff they want. They don't come here out of charity by any means, but I am constantly having to tell my people, come on down. We just got this in, and it's it's a job. It's a fun job, but I really Clay really tries hard, but just a lot of people don't come in on his days, which are Thursdays and Fridays. More people come in on my weekend days, but we get some people on Wednesdays, just not that many. Most exciting thing that happens to me on Wednesdays is our podcast. So, that's how desperate I am for excitement. But okay. So here are two other comics I wanted to show you, Kyle. He got this just before Comic-Con, and he also got this.
What is that, Boy 1 and 2 or something?
No, Boy 29 and Boy 31.
Okay. They're in good shape.
They're in great shape, considering how freaking old they are.
Yeah.
But these three are the three we've added recently.
I've never even seen 1, 2, and 3 of Visions in real life.
Oh, really?
I've seen one. No, I've seen 2 in real life.
I've seen 3 several times. The rest of them in a book. And I've seen one once or twice, and I've seen 2 maybe once.
Well, I mean, they're printed out of down there. You're going to see them because they're printed out of down there, but I've only ever seen
they were all printed. They were all printed in Canada, I think, weren't they?
Well, I should say distributed down there.
Well, no.
Printed out of and brought down.
No. Actually, dude, they were the artist supplement for what became Dragon Con years ago.
Yeah.
The Atlanta Con. Yeah, these were all originally part of the given to you if you got a 3-day pass at Atlanta Con.
Jesus.
Yeah. So there are a lot of these in people's, basements and stuff, and they don't even realize it. So they were low print runs, but I'm going to tell you right now, there's probably more of them out there than there are a lot of the other, like, big independents of the day.
Still.
No, I know. It's still great.
That's definitely been on my grail list for a long time.
I got you.
It's been on my grail list since the 80s. Because Flaming Carrot just spoke to me. Just in its utter uniqueness, it just spoke to me.
I'm just saying. Say it with me, Kyle. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. But well, he didn't come right out and agree with me that Jim Morrison is the Carrot, but he didn't tell me no, it wasn't. So I'm still thinking it was.
Yeah.
You don't think so? Who do you think it is? It's a singer from a rock band.
I think it's Bob.
No, it's not Bob. It's a famous.
Okay.
No, he said it's not him. He told me it's not him.
I think it's Bob who Bob wants to be. It's Bob's alter ego.
Yes. I don't disagree with that.
It's Bob. You can't make something that unique if it's not your alter ego. That's Bob's
no, and I don't disagree with you on that. I really don't.
And he's got a 2 cents in from any number of things, from the Doors or whatever, but
right.
But it's still Bob's alter ego. The way Ben Grimm is Jack Kirby's alter ego is the way that Flaming Carrot is Bob Burden's alter ego.
Okay. I won't complain, or I won't disagree with you on that.
I'm just saying, tell him that, and I'm telling you, he'll agree with you.
No, I know.
But it's just so obscenely unique.
I know.
Unique. I mean, the turtles are kind of unique in that, even though the anthropomorphic animal thing had been done for decades.
No, that's true.
But anthropomorphic vegetables?
Okay, well, that's
Where's
different.
another anthropomorphic vegetable?
You're stupid, but I agree with you.
It's what I'm saying. It's holy crap. How does someone come up with that? That's the first 10 minutes of me talking to Bob would be me saying that. How the hell did you come up with something like that to visualize?
I have no idea.
Brilliant. Oh my God, I would have paid big money to see Flaming Carrot Marvel. Oh my God.
Well, I understand.
Oh my God.
I get it.
Because again, name 3 characters, discounting that are utterly unique. You know, you got strong men and anthropomorphic animals and certain ideas, but what is utterly unique? And they're not
the same thing.
They're just not there.
No, I agree.
Not there.
I agree, sir.
It's a 6. It's man versus vegetable.
Is Gray still around? Gray, you still there?
I'd imagine he went to take a wee or something.
Well, we're almost at the end here. Hey,
yeah, that's what to lose.
We only have 8 minutes left, so.
Well, considering an hour ago we said the same thing, it was pretty funny. We went on for another hour.
Well,
that's because Bill came back. Bill disappeared.
Yeah, we were wrapping up right before you came back, and it's
Bill is the show, man. Do it again. I'm kidding, but I will say this: we should play Galaxian sometime while the show's going on. It's such a simple game, but
we can watch you try to get a high score.
You can watch me. Yeah, I never get the high score. It's always Phil. Well, I will today because it's starting at 0. But Phil, oh my God, Phil gets in the 20,000s most of the time. I do not.
It's a long time since I played that.
Okay, let's end the show on a few more comics. So this is the first Legion of Monsters. It's the first appearance of what water-based monster? Amphibian. Okay, that's very important.
Isn't that the third Flash race? Is that the first?
That's
Superman.
It's the first.
That's the first race.
Yes.
I've got that one.
Rights in issue. If you can see over there, that's the Mandarian candidate. That's a joke.
Okay, Mandalorian candidate.
Yeah. Superboy.
Have you got any? I saw you had a showcase up there. Was it Johnny Double or something like that? You got any other showcases?
Let's look, brother.
That's random books to have in a showcase versus what's on the wall.
Inferior 5. Sergeant Rock. That's showcase. We have showcase on the wall too. Sergeant Fury.
It's like Johnny Double or something like that. Or...
Oh yeah, Johnny Double is probably somewhere around here, maybe.
Clop number 1. Gee, does that Neil Adams book stand out a little bit against those comics?
Yeah, dude. Why do they sell that here? I don't know. That dude, he's a dork. And historian Bill, yeah, uh, nepotism much? It's its own damn book. Not that that's what nepotism means. I'm kidding, folks. Um, I don't know what we did with that one. We had that one up, Jason's Quest. I don't know what happened to it. I don't see it now. Did you see it down here?
I saw something when you was going for first of all, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, we had it. I just don't know where we have it now. That's so weird. That's like one of those weird kind of teen romance gone crazy things that DC thought would sell. And then a lot of parent groups said, no, you can't do that. So they quit before it became an actual comic or something like that. There's something weird like that. Yet they put Brother Power the Geek straight into his own comic and don't show him on Showcase. I sold my Showcase #1 yesterday. It was in crappy condition, but I sold it to my friend uh, Boyd.
Wait, if you had more than one, would it be Brothers Power the Geeky Weekly?
Have you got the
yes,
the first Lois showcase?
What?
Have you got the first Lois showcase?
No, which one was that?
9.
Oh no, I did not. I wish I did. If I did, I would just send it to you. And no, I totally would.
I totally would like it. I tell you.
I know. No. But you think I kid? I don't. Kyle knows. I don't kid.
I would totally accept it gladly.
I know you would. And I want each of you guys to get something out of this collection before I finish it. But what did I sold? So I have a complete run of Silver Surfer 1 through 18.
Need half of those. I need
you stopped collecting, Kyle. What are you talking about?
I sold the separate 3 yesterday to Boyd, and then I gave him a hell of a deal on stuff. But he's a good friend of mine. You guys are too. I'd give you guys a good deal too. But
have you got the first Atom?
Huh?
First Atom?
No.
Showcase 32 or 34?
I have the first 32, I think. I have the first Flash, #4. I have the second or third Flash. Then I have #22, which is Green Lantern. And I sold the Brave and the Bold first appearance of Hawkman. It was a really bad copy, but I sold it to a friend of mine.
Appearance.
I sold it to a friend of mine at Comic-Con. And
I did a video about that a while ago. I went for the there was a Hawkman's Roost, like a letters column. I did a video for it on my channel.
That's very cool.
I thought it was a cool little article.
That's super cool, dude. Well, guys, it's been a wonderful 2 hours, and I guess the 3 of us will probably stay and chat a little bit. But I know we have to be careful with Graham's time on StreamYard. So we're going to bring this week.
I don't think we're doing that much, but I don't know. I'm not actually paying attention.
You think it's okay?
Yeah, well, we'll finish it up anyway because I'm tired and hot and sweaty.
Are you really? Is it hot over there in London?
It's a bit hot, yeah. It's a bit warm.
Oh, wow.
Close, you know?
Kyle, how warm is it there today?
85, 90, something like that.
Oh, you son of a bitch. It's 101 here right now.
Yeah, it's not our heat is nothing like yours, but we get quite we don't get dry heat though, we get very humid.
Yeah,
so just the heat from my laptop.
You guys don't have air conditioners though, right?
Sorry?
You guys don't have air conditioning, right?
No, we don't have air conditioning. No.
See, that would kill me. Right, Kyle? Yeah. You too?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we couldn't live here without air conditioning.
So our air conditioner right here, it runs at 60 all the time because we need that buffer when it gets hot here. Like it's 101 outside. If I stand right here, oh, it's very pleasant. But if I walk in the rest of the store, I realize the store doesn't look huge to people, but it actually is very large in the sense of how far it goes back. And so when you get past about right here, you start feeling kind of warm. So
the shop's a grower, not a shower, right?
Just like, well, I'm a grower and a shower, but yeah, you're right, Kyle. And by that I mean with my crops, I make it. I mean okra. I mean okra. I mean Oprah. Oprah Winfrey. No, I'm not growing Oprah. Sorry, but guys, it's been a wonderful week. Man, this is so much fun getting to hang out with you guys. It makes me happy. No, well,
watch that Craven ad I put in the.
Oh yeah, no, I will. Well, the last one I saw was good, but like I said, it measured up exactly, and someone did it frame by frame, but it measured exactly to Catman's origin, the Batman villain, and which he's kind of the Batman version of Craven anyway, but also created by guess who, Gray?
Norm Brayfogle.
No.
There's your clue right there.
No.
There's your clue.
Kyle's fingers.
Bill.
Finger up.
Bill Finger.
Bill Finger.
Bill Finger. Thank you. And who's my favorite person to hang out with at Comic-Con? Athena Finger. And we had, we were both like sitting there so weirded out that Coppernick was just like 4 feet away from us, Kyle. It was so weird, but it was so surreal. It seemed like a dream, but it also seemed like the shit that happens every year at Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And you just never know what's going to happen, Gray. It's so weird. But, that's that. But, Phil sent a bunch of stuff. Well, did I tell you guys last week about what I sent to CGC at Comic-Con?
Yeah.
I think you did. I don't remember what you said.
I sent the first Black Panther, Fantastic 452.
Right.
And, I haven't really heard much. I heard that they sent me a thing saying they received it, but they should have because I handed it to them at Comic-Con. But I spent $69, but that includes the cleaning and press. And I honestly, I thought it might be as high as a 9. Now I'll just be happy if I get it back from them and it's not like effed up. But oh look, Kyle has a view from the moon. Oh, that's Kyle's scalp. Sorry, Kyle. Look. Meanwhile, at the Sea of Tranquility. We went from the moon to Mars. Your neck is
to
Mars.
Show you my anus here too.
No. We don't need to see Uranus, Kyle. No Uranus flicks.
No.
Flicks, please.
We never need that in our lives.
No. We don't need pure hell. Even though this is the 50th anniversary weekend of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, we don't need a massacre in our lives. Mental massacre. I had never seen that movie until during COVID. My buddy,
Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
Chainsaw Massacre. I'd never seen it.
I saw it as a kid.
Well, I'd never seen it. Well, I think I might have seen it like in my peripheral at parties and stuff, but I'd never seen it to really sit down and watch it in a live setting. And during COVID, they decided at Six Flags, after everybody left the park, that they'd have 2 showings of a drive-in movie. And so they showed that. It cost 2 of us, it cost $30 to see it, which at the time that was a steal because you couldn't have any kind of, contact with anybody or anything, as it were, because of COVID. But we had such a fucking blast. It was great. And it's a great movie. It's I don't think it's overrated. I think it's underrated. Kyle, what do you think of the original?
It's all right.
And G, did you like it?
Yeah, it's a good horror movie.
Yeah. It's quite quite heavy, isn't it? Really, like the Mac knocking them over with a big hammer and the big feet sort of stuttering.
It's
and
in your face, and you don't really see anything coming till it's already hit you. Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot, and
I think also probably if you consider the time that it came out, it was really kind of like must have been really heavy for that
Oh,
era.
hell yeah! And Toby Hooper created a whole mythos of himself for that. Remember that, Kyle?
I preferred Phantasm and the Exorcist in my horror.
Well, Phantasm, I'm going to tell you this. Phantasm was wonderful. Phantasm is head and shoulders above Chainsaw Massacre for me. I saw it. It came out when I was a junior in high school, which I'm a couple years older than you, gents. But I'm 2 years older than Kyle and 3 years older than you, Gray. And I'll tell you, it hit. I had my driver's license when that movie came out. That's how old I am. It came out in it came out in early '80, I think, late '79, early '80, and it was. I have to say, it was fantastic. It was a movie I didn't expect.
Yeah.
I didn't expect the twists and turns. That really freaked me out. But I loved it. I still love it to this day.
Graham's got a birthday coming up in a couple of weeks, don't he?
Did you see all the sequels? It got to number 5, didn't it? Was it number 5? The last one,
Yeah, the sequels were cheesy.
There was a fifth one.
There's like 4 or 5 sequels, but they're cheesy.
Yeah, but the sequel. They didn't even have a sequel for the first 25 years, right? I mean, it was
a while. I think.
Yeah, Phantasm 2 came out pretty quick.
No, it didn't.
I don't think
it came out way later. I think Phantasm 2 came out, a long time later. Phantasm 2 took forever. Bubba Holtec was really good.
Yeah.
Same guy. Did you ever see that, Kyle?
Yeah.
Do you like
is he the same producer?
No, same director and producer, probably. His brother, yeah.
Okay. Can't remember his name was now,
but what's his face was the main star, Bruce Campbell.
Yeah, I saw that one.
Love Bruce. Bruce is awesome.
Yeah.
Bruce is awesome, folks.
I said no to a lock-in with Bruce Campbell.
You're done.
Why? Those were fun. I got told I missed a good fun party, but why do I need locked in a room with him for 12 hours?
Well, you would have driven him crazy, and that would have led to a lot less access to Bruce Campbell. So probably a good thing for all of us. I'm just saying. I don't mean that in a bad way, Kyle.
I'll give him credit for that, though. I mean, those weren't expensive to go into, and it was an all-night laugh party, movie watching laugh party. He's a fan favorite for a reason.
Oh, he's a wonderful guy. You know, this place that Alex Grant has taken us last few years is called the Huntress. It's a steak and cocktail place in the heart of Gaslamp. It's one of the best places down there. And we were there 2 years ago, Kyle. You remember this because you were my friend back then. But the guy who was the co-star with Bruce Campbell on Ash versus Evil Dead, the Hispanic dude.
Yeah.
Remember my story about that, Kyle?
A little bit.
Okay, so he shows up there, starts talking to us. We get to take selfies, and just a super nice guy. And it's interesting because he did this thing for one of the cable or streaming services on maybe Shudder for the gay influence on horror. I didn't even realize he was gay until he told me that at the play, which is fine. I'm not surprised, but I didn't know it. And just a super nice guy, great show. You know, they got cut way too early, I thought. But he did a series, a documentary series on the gay influence on horror, and there's quite a bit. I didn't realize, starting with James Whale, and they're quite a bit. Well, probably not starting with James Whale, but that's what we know.
Yeah.
But
James Whale, was he a director or something?
Yeah, he directed the first 3 Frankenstein movies. He directed. Did he direct London After Midnight or Kyle?
I'm guessing he wasn't out there at that point because
No,
he
he was
illegal,
not.
mostly, wasn't it?
I know what you're talking about, but I don't think it was London After Midnight. It's
he did another.
It's right there on the tip of my tongue.
I know.
Is it? I don't think it's London After Midnight though.
With Lon Chaney is who I'm talking about, of course, but which
Google.
was Lost. But I could have sworn that was James Whale. James Whale. W-H. Is it W-H-A-L-E or is it?
I thought it was W-A-A-L or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember. Shit. Are you looking it up, Gray?
No, I was like, you did it.
Oh well, fuck, man.
That's what I said. Do a Google. Well,
I can't do it and stay. I can't do it and stay on screen.
Oh yeah, no worries. I'll look it up. I'll look it up.
I think it's W-H-A-L-E or A-I-L. W-H-A-I-L.
English film director.
Yeah, W-A-L-E.
Frankenstein, The Old Dark House, The Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And Showboat.
Showboat. Wow.
Musical film version of the musical Showboat.
Isn't that hilarious?
That's funny.
All Quiet. Oh, The Road Back, a sequel to All Quiet on the Western Front.
All Quiet at the Western Front.
He was openly gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How's it spelled? Is it A-A-L or just straight whale?
Like a whale, like a big fish.
Okay.
It is whale. Okay, that's what I thought. I just couldn't remember.
But what's the other one? Keep naming shit off because it's not
Invisible Man, dude. Invisible Man, dude.
Discography. Let's have a look. Right, Journey's End, Hell's Angels, Waterloo Bridge, Frankenstein, The Impatient Maiden, The Old Dark House, The Kiss Before the Mirror, The Invisible Man, By Candlelight, One More River, Bride of Frankenstein, Remember Last Night, Showboat, The Road Back, The Great Garrick, Port of Seven Seas.
Did he do Son of Frankenstein, I wonder?
Wives Under Suspicion, The Man in the Iron Mask, Green Hell, and They Dare Not Love.
I don't know, Kyle. Something's missing for me there.
No London by Midnight.
I think it's Invisible Man was the other one we were thinking about, but it's not registering right. But
I know what you're talking about because I'm remembering the documentary now. Maybe that was just the name of the documentary.
He did Bride of Frankenstein as well.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's the name of the documentary.
Yeah. Something in Gods and Monsters was the movie where Brandon
Father
Fraser.
Frankenstein served as the basis of the 1998 film Gods and Monsters with Ian McKellen as well and Brendan Fraser as Boone.
Yeah. God, I love Ian McKellen.
Oh, he's great.
I just love that man.
Well, guys, are we going to keep going for a little while, or what are we going to do?
I can't keep going another 10 seconds, man.
Okay, well, guys, I want to say live long and prosper, and we will see everybody next week. Love you guys.
Paolo.
Hey, Paolo, have a great week. Love you guys.
Stay cool, mate.
See you next week, guys. Bye, Kyle. Feel better. Later, Gray.
Bye.
Bye.